so you can pull it up whenever you want.
Okay. All right, we are live. Here we are.
Oh
My,
yes.
my goodness, man, time flies. Today is August 29th, 2022. This is the 401 Sports World Fantasy Football Show. As you can see, I'm not alone. In the house with me is Captain Cosmo and the calculator.
Greetings and salutations, Mr. 401. This is also known as Draft Day Eve. We are definitely getting all our shows in and getting ready for the big time tomorrow. So I'm fired up, Mr. 401. Fired up.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. How they do it for the game?
Yeah.
They do all that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do all that. That's what
we
gets them
fired
pumped
up.
up, man.
Yeah. And look, Captain Cosmo looks coach ready. He looks general manager ready.
I mean, he's got the collared shirt on and
Yeah,
everything. He's like, I hear you.
yeah. Everybody's getting game day ready, draft day
Yeah,
ready. So,
that's right.
all right, we'll hit in just a second. Here we go.
Draft Day Eve again.
Yes, it is. Welcome to the show. Look, we're gonna talk special teams, defense, little kickers. We'll talk about that. It is still mock draft Monday as well. So we'll throw in a mock draft. And the big thing tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, and as we welcome you all to the show, we appreciate you tuning in on Mondays. We're going to have the league draft on tomorrow. So it's going to be very spirited. There'll be more members from the listener league. There will be live. So you get some of their reactions and draft and all that kind of stuff. Mr. 401's going to have something special at the draft. And it'll spark something tomorrow.
Oh boy.
Got a trick up my sleeve. So be ready for that tomorrow. But look, Calculator's looking to try to win it all. Captain Cosmo's looking to win it all. But the gentleman
I
that
just have
actually
one
did.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
Remember the guy who's always drafting Calvin Ridley?
Yes.
What's he gonna do this year?
Oh man, look, save that question because guess what? That person is in the house tonight. Our defending listener league champion. He's coming in. He's going to join us today, and maybe he's going to give us a little tip or two on what he's got planned for tomorrow. So, without further ado, let's bring in Brooks Case, our defending champion.
What's up?
What's happening?
What's going on?
All right. Man, everything's
gotta
good,
say,
man.
I didn't know he was the one that always drafted Calvin Ridley.
He is the guy.
He won it all without Calvin Ridley. Congratulations.
Yep. And again, let me give him the appropriate introduction. Our Raisin defending listener league champion, Brooks Case.
That's right. Target on the back too.
All right, hold the applause. All right, Brooks. Man, welcome to the show, man. Good to see you. Draft day's tomorrow, man. So,
Yep.
just want I know you had to come in and let it be known who you are. So, mark your presence and everything, champ.
Yeah. Here,
All
ready
right.
to defend.
All right. Well, we're going to jump into the special teams defense. Mr. Ridley, talented Mr. Ridley, you can comment as well. Feel free to do that. But before anybody does anything, make sure everyone out there watching and listening do the following.
Subscribe, like, notify. 3 magic words.
Yes, indeed. All right. Let's jump into the special teams calculator.
Okay, we're doing a little different day. We're not going over lists because, in my opinion, if you do not draft defense or a kicker with your last two picks, you could be doing it wrong. I mean, that's just my opinion. I've always done like that because if you go all the way back to our terminology show, we use the term stream. I think you can get the most production using the stream technique with your kickers and defense. And I'll just give you a forecast for this year. Top 4 defense in almost every list I saw, and with good reason, Buffalo Bills. However, say somebody uses one of a high, like a 13th round draft pick, where they could be getting another backup running back to kind of solidify their bench. Well, guess who plays the Los Angeles or the Buffalo Bills in the first week? The Los Angeles Rams. Do you really want to go and use a 13th round pick? You reach up for that defense, and you're really not going to feel good starting them week 1. So personally, I look at the first part of the schedule, draft, possibly a defense that aren't, could be overlooked. And then, one of the defenses I really like this year could be the Cleveland Browns. They got a nice, decent matchup in first round, and I can probably get them next to last round. A lot of our mock drafts that we do, a lot of people though, we have been getting the Rams, and the Rams week 1. I see why they've been falling to us in the last round is because we might not want to use them in the first week playing the Buffalo Bills on opening weekend. So you know what I like to do? Personal strategy. I will get a defense before the kicker because I feel good about getting. Sometimes I've gone without. I get this shot in the dark running back. See what happens. Just to give you an example, what happened? Breaking news, Mr. 4-1. What was the backup quarterback for the Washington Redskins? Remember, got shot. Just yesterday. So Antonio Gibson, could be climbing up draft boards and stuff like that. But anyways, those shot in the dark guys at the back end, Jake McKissick, he could be going up draft boards because he's going to be getting more play while the backup is recovering from his injuries and stuff. So it's just I like taking those shot in the darks rather than a kicker because I feel that I can get a kicker right before kickoff. That based on a matchup, you have just for example, Atlanta kicker might go under. Well, not in this league because we have some Falcons fans, but in a normal league, the kicker he had a bad season. He's on a bad offense, but they could move the ball somewhat against the New Orleans Saints in week 1. Maybe not to the end zone, but all you got to do for the Atlanta kicker is get on the other side of the 50-yard line, and he's kicking 50-yard field goals. But he could be available off the free agent wire. So I'm a guy. I'll use my last 2 picks on them. We are a salary cap draft. So one of the things is a lot of things I like to do is that's when I'll actually draft a kicker early. Because if I'm going to draft a kicker, hey, it might be a kicker I like. I do for $1. If I think somebody's going to spend $2 on them, hey, I think they overspent for a kicker. And, and then that'll just spend up their money more as the draft later on. If nobody spends $1, more than $1 on the kicker, I get the kicker I want. So that there's 2 different strategies used with kickers and defenses. I have seen a lot of leagues actually doing away with kickers. I guess I'm the minority because I actually enjoy kickers. It keeps me on the waiver wire for the streaming of a kicker, for the streaming of a defense, and then hey, that'll let me mind my other positions as I do so. So I actually enjoy kickers. I enjoy the streaming part of the game. It keeps me active, keeps me engaged. But a consensus, we'll go to the kickers. I've been seeing number 1. Is Justin Tucker. I saw he was the top of Captain Cosmo, Mr. 411. Brooks, I'm going to throw to you. Do you have a kicker that you prefer over others this upcoming year?
Like I said, I think you mentioned it. Justin Tucker, Younghoe Koo. Those are 2 big ones. So I think Evan McPherson, another out of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm more of a matchup guy too. I'm not gonna reach for a kicker or a defense. I try to get those in the later rounds. So,
Exactly, and they've actually done research. They and I don't have the stats in front of me that the people that stream defenses and kickers usually score more than the people that are drafting those kickers and defenses early, just because you try to get max production out of those positions that you can get week to week. You speak about McPherson, and I'm going to throw this to Captain Cosmo. I don't think I saw McPherson in your listing in your top 10. Are you just Are you just down that McPherson is just they're going to be so productive within the red zone that he might not get a lot of action?
He was on mine. He's number 3.
Okay.
I was about to say, there's no way I left him off. Yeah, he's number 3 on mine.
Oh, I was looking at the email, and I have your number 3 as Daniel Carlson.
He's my number 5.
Okay, well, I guess I got yours and
Yeah, it might be flopped around. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. That's Tyrone. Tyrone, you didn't have McPherson.
Who's Tyrone?
I'm sorry, 411.
Who's that?
Sorry about that. Just 411. I didn't see him on your listing. I got him flipped around.
Yeah.
So what's your rationale for leaving McPherson off your top 12?
Well, I'm thinking they're gonna score touchdowns in Cincinnati. So
yeah, that's the only thing I could think of as well. That you would when you look at those high efficiency teams, those are the ones that you get. That's why I think Justin Tucker, he's one of the few people that have been top 5 kickers last 3 years, because even Baltimore scores touchdowns, but they also kick field goals. I do want to say a lot of times we get kickers on high powered offenses. However, if you get a high powered offense, aka the Los Angeles Chargers, that go for it on 4th down.
That hurts too. Yeah,
that's going to hurt kicker production. You also got to look at coaching staff, coaching philosophy. That's why New England Patriot kickers, Bill Belichick will he'll be 4th and 1 in inches, and he will still kick a field goal if it's in field goal range. That's how he does it. But that's why New England kickers, regardless of who's in there, are usually top 5 because of the conservative play calling. I also like, it's common sense. I like indoor kickers. I noticed Tyler Bass is a high of number 2 on Mr. 411's list, number 2 on Captain Cosmo's list. So outdoors, don't worry you guys at all when it comes to Tyler Bass?
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it because if he gets to that point, then that's when I'll probably have somebody injured by the end of my roster, and if I need to make a switch, I'll make it then.
Yeah, when you see the 30-mile-per-hour winds coming up on a Monday Night Football.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be watching the Weather Channel this year now.
Yeah, so that's the only problem, and that's why I draft again. I draft later in the draft because and we talk about defenses. You want to look at historical defenses. Remember back in the day, Saxonville, the Jacksonville's historic 1-year blip where they blew Tim's. There was actually in the scoring in one of our old leagues, Jacksonville defense was outscoring top 5 wide receivers based on that scoring in that field. And the very next year, Jacksonville was and I saw Jacksonville going as high as the 10th round in some leagues that very next year. And what happened? They just fell off the mat. So defenses are just and a defense. We'll just go last year. You want to go last year? One of the undrafted defenses was Dallas. Happened to be number 2 overall in scoring just this past year. So defenses, they're so volatile. The Parsons pick for Dallas changed their whole philosophy of what they could do. And Parsons, it's amazing that one draft pick could actually change a whole defense from an undrafted to number 2 top 5 scoring defense in the league. Do any of y'all have your doubts about Dallas this year? Led the league in takeaways last year.
They definitely won't lead the league in takeaways again. Have you seen Diggs?
Yeah, he likes to take chances. He's a double move touchdown waiting to happen.
So I don't know what your list was, Coop, Kamish, whatever name you are on here. You got like 10 names. Calculator.
Well, see, that's what I say. And I'll tell you right now, Captain, my list of defenses and kickers is basically what's ever left.
See, I go back. I straight up do, like I go by who's the best available at the end. I'm the same
Yeah.
as you. Last two picks. And then usually the defense I draft, I never end with.
I've never had a defense I've drafted that stayed on my roster for the
I'm
whole
going to
year.
change 10, 12 times. And then my
Yep.
kicker, usually I'll keep that kicker until a bye week, and then
Bye
I
week?
change my kicker,
Yep. Yep.
But a kicker that I did not put on my list, and I don't see on Tyrone's list either, and I feel kind of bad about this.
Uh-oh.
Boswell. I don't know how I left Chris Boswell off of my list. Pittsburgh.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people are worried about their offense, not just scoring offenses or scoring touchdowns, but getting in the red zone period.
They did it with Limp Noodle. If they can do it with Limp Noodle, then I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah, but you look at them at a slow tempo type beef. It's not that people don't like them. Just look at the people like McPherson. We're gonna, you're gonna rank him. Bass ahead of him. Carlson. I mean, any of those quarterbacks in the AFC West are going to be in shootouts. So it's not that we're leaving them off the list. We're leaving them off a top 12 list. An outdoor kicker on a slow-paced offense, is a recipe for disaster in my opinion. So that's why Boswell probably won't make it on any of my rosters, just because I have other guys that I prefer. Not just indoors, but in fair weather. I mean, look at Suckup in Tampa Bay. He's going to be in the nice weather. Tom Brady, gets his team in scoring position quite often, and so forth. Folk, again, we've talked about New England kickers. I prefer a New England kicker over a Pittsburgh kicker. But I did notice we none of us had the Chargers kicker on there, and that's for good reason. I've said if you get the Chargers kicker will drive you crazy based on coaching philosophy. So that's why, even though it's a high-powered offense, fair weather team in the great division, they just go for it on fourth down all the time and take the game out of their kickers' hands, which I don't understand why.
Well, what made me think about Boswell was he was number 3 last year, it looks, in fantasy points.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the only one.
Yeah, but he's continually overlooked because, again, and I think another thing is I hate Heinz Field. And the only reason Boswell has stick there is because he has kicked well in Heinz Field. But again, I can't. So Captain Cosmo, if he's available with you in the last pick and all the other kickers on your thing, you're comfortable with Boswell?
Yeah, I think Boswell. What you were talking about a little while ago, I think Boswell is on the perfect offense to just really kill it this year. I don't see them scoring a lot of touchdowns, but I see them getting within field goal distance. I think they'll be able to do that. Yeah. So I think he's going to be the opposite of the Chargers, guy who doesn't get changes. I think Boswell's going to have plenty.
Yeah, and I think it could also be confidence in the Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin might not be confident in trying going for it on fourth down.
Yeah.
So I mean, that does make sense. I'll give Boswell some credit. You bringing him up. If Pittsburgh's defense gets back to a solid defense, playing field position, those low points come hard to come by, he could be in good, in line for a good season. But yeah, but I'm still going to stick with a McPherson, with a Carlson, almost any kicker besides the Chargers kicker in the AFC West. But that's what or indoor. I love all indoor kickers. Indoor kickers except my Saints. Although Will Lutz is back. A lot of people missed him last year.
Yeah, he got a strong leg.
But yeah, he'll kick those 50-yarders left and right. Was at one time the highest paid kicker in the league. Had surgery, out for the year last year. Could be back. But again, I don't see the Saints offense, unfortunately, doing that well.
I got something to shoot over to our defending champ. There is a Falcon that I do like, and I like his name too. Cool. So, what do you think about Cool, Brooks? You think he's going to kick a lot of field goals in Atlanta?
There's definitely uncertainty between and how's Marcus Mariota going to do this year? He's, pretty been a backup for a couple of years, I think behind Carr. in Las Vegas. So I watched a little bit of the first team reps in offense. He made a nice pass for a touchdown the last game. Not the last game, the one before that.
Against Jets.
Yeah, they made a nice little pass in the red zone there. But you got to think they do have weapons. How's Drake London going to do? He is a big, tall receiver, so that's a good red zone target. Everybody knows Kyle Pitts is an absolute freak of nature, so good red zone target. They were able to bring Cordell Patterson back, so they do have weapons, and he does have mobility. So we'll wait and see how that offense translates to the red zone. But Koo's a great kicker. Didn't really get his shot and with the Chargers. Yeah, I think he missed a clutch kick or so and got cut. But great comeback story. Came back, Atlanta got him, and he's been lights out ever since he got to Atlanta. So yeah, he's definitely one of the better kickers. One of the most athletic kickers too. If you watch his training regimens and stuff, he's an athlete. So yeah, I like him. I would definitely my top 5 just from. Watching him, I think he's a top 5 kicker. Whether he's going to produce or not remains to be seen. But just that quality, top 5 kicker.
Yeah, and he likes to get those bonus 50-yarders too. So, and the Falcons aren't afraid to trot him out there for those 50-plus yarders.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say this: I predict the Falcons will have a better offense than they did last year, which isn't saying much because they were, really, really bad. They were like 26th or something.
I think, Captain Cosmo, the thing is with that is I think Marcus Mariota being able to avoid a pass rush is what will help the Falcons out.
I think so too. I love Marcus Mariota. I watched the one game he came in for Carr when Carr got taken out in Vegas. I thought he looked amazing. I'm shocked because Carr wasn't doing really well. I don't think was it last year Carr got hurt or the year before? I think Carr did really well last year. It was the year before, I think.
Yeah, I think it was the year before.
He got hurt and he was out for 2 games, and Mariota came in, and I thought Mariota looked amazing for those 2 games. And I thought for sure they were going to do something where they kept Mariota in, but they went back to Carr. I think the Falcons, this may be crazy, I think they'll be a top 15 offense. I like Mariota. I like Mariota a lot.
And the thing about Mariota, what hurt Mariota last year is a lot of people, if you remember, he came in for an RPO for the Raiders. He gained like 33 yards and got hurt. So that's why we didn't see Mariota for the next 5 weeks, because he was recovering from an injury on an RPO that he ran and looked really good at it, but yeah, I think Mariota, I mean, if he, because that was the one knock about Matt Ryan behind that offensive line, he just couldn't evade the pass rush.
Yeah.
Couldn't move.
No.
And I love Matt Ryan. Probably more than any of y'all. But
Arthur Smith, former offense coordinator for Titans, had Mariota. Should know how to utilize him, right?
Yeah.
So that bodes well.
And he was highly drafted too. He was drafted very high. So he has the potential.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he has the potential.
Old duck.
All right. Well, before we move a little further, calculator, take a look at the Rock and give us one of these after this. Well, all of us, I'd like for everybody to throw one out there if they want, but a sleeper kicker or a sleeper defense.
Oh. Well, I actually, I don't know if it's a sleeper defense, but I mentioned it earlier. Cleveland Browns, they got the pass rush. They spent high draft picks on their secondary, and they're not going within the top 12 defenses in a lot of drafts. And they have a nice, easy schedule early on. So I do like the Cleveland defense that you can get on the cheap. A kicker, I mean, like I said, I just go with a thing, but I know I talked to him, but a guy that a lot of people might not be thinking about is, hey, that kicker suck up for Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Not only do they play the Saints indoors, not do they play the Falcons indoors, but their home games is in nice, cushy Tampa Bay, and Tom Brady gets you in the red zone. And
Yeah.
I actually think Bowles, the new head coach, I don't think he's as aggressive as Arians. So I think he'll sit back, kick a field goal, let his defense keep you in
Yes.
position. So I think he'll be more conservative this year. So I really like Suckup this year. The only bad thing about Suckup is sometimes his range is off. So that could be a detriment. But yeah, as far as a kicker you can get with your last pick, Suckup, and I'll throw another guy, and we've been actually getting him in a lot of our drafts because he got injured last year, but he's indoors. He's on a solid offense that should get him in the red zone quite often or on the field. Is Rodrigo Blankenship, out of Georgia. He can kick 50 yarders. We've seen it, and he's even though Frank Reichs is more analytical than a lot of teams, he isn't shy about kicking a field goal when it needs it. So I like Blankenship. He's fallen, a lot farther in drafts due to his injury last year. So if you're looking at the last round, Blankenship, Suckup. If you're looking for that last defense, Cleveland, they'll be available with a nice early schedule. And then if you get those first games covered, then you're covered. What about you, Captain? You have any? I know you said Boswell as a sleeper kicker that a lot of people aren't drafting, which is very true. Do you have a defense that you think might surprise?
Probably the Titans.
That's good. They bolstered their pass rush, and I don't think they're going to be in a lot of shootouts. And they showed what they can do against the quarterback in the playoff game, sacking Joe Burrow, 9 times in that game. So they definitely have a good pass rush, and that's what you want with defense. You want guys that can rush the quarterback and play at a slow tempo. What about you, Brooks? Yeah. You got anybody on your defensive side?
As a former Georgia Bulldog here, I'm going to go ahead. We'll throw my Eagles out there.
That's a good pick. Yeah,
they were able to get Jordan Davis and because Nakobe Dean slipped for some reason past the Falcons. They got 2 blue chippers from Georgia, studs on one of the better college defenses of all time. I don't know how it's going to translate into fantasy points. Jordan Davis automatically helps improves your run defense. I mean, you can't run on him. Kobe Dean, absolute general out there. I think that's going to do wonders for their defense. Add 2 players of that caliber. So I'll go with the Eagles.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. That was one of them I was considering. I'm gonna throw the Packers out there. I think the Packers will be pretty good this year.
Yeah, and they're annually
on defense,
good, actually. They usually surprise.
Yeah, right. You don't really think about the Packers in defense, but because you always hear about Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. But I think the defense is going to be well. And we talking about this in fantasy, purposes. I know they let the team down maybe in the playoffs or something like that. But against Tampa Bay they did, but a couple seasons ago. But but I think that their defense. I mean, you get Detroit twice. You get the Bears twice. I mean, it's looking pretty good up there. Outside of playing the Vikings, but you do get Cousins twice. So you might get a couple picks in there, a couple turnovers in there.
If you get him on a prime time game,
you get him at the right time.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, but I want to go back to Brooks. I just, a lot of people about the Eagles, I didn't even know that, but they got 2 of some of the best corners in the league, and Bradbury and Big Play Slay. So if those guys can shut down that thing and allow that pass rush to get there, this could be a big year for the Eagles. I do like that sleeper. Some people are overlooking that Eagles depth chart, and it's not like they're playing in the worst division either. I mean, they get the Commanders and Carson Wentz, Mr. Turnover, Carson Wentz twice. Ezekiel Elliott. I'm not going to talk bad about him, but the Cowboys did lose their best offensive lineman until December, and then so you can get you can get on the right side of that line. I'm sorry, the left side of the line because he's their left tackle, and so that's both starting tackles from last year for the Cowboys gone because remember Lionel Collins left via free agency, so there could be some things in there. So yeah, I kind of like that the Eagles pick. I'm gonna have to put them with my Cleveland Browns for our auction tomorrow to see see what I can do with that.
Yeah, and actually, obviously everybody knows about it, but Deshaun Watson being out there. The defense in Cleveland really going to have to step up. So,
Yeah.
that's another
And they're
motivating
going to run
factor.
the ball. They're going to try and play field position. They're going to
Yeah.
play running game, defense. That's going to be their mantra until Deshaun Watson gets back, and even probably right after he gets back, because Deshaun Watson hadn't played for 2 years. So I think there could be some rust in there.
Absolutely. All right. Any closing comments before we get ready for this mock draft? All right. Well, check out After the Game. That's an excellent show right there. Brand new show. The second episode airs on Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. It's going to be a spirited show that night. After the Game, check that one out. 8:30 p.m. Coming up next is the mock draft. So get ready. Get ready for the mock draft.
Last one of the season.
That's right. We got to play a couple bills real quick.
Yes.
But we are on Blackjack TV. We thank Blackjack TV, the Jack. You can catch us on blackjacktv.net, as well as YouTube. So please check us out on any possible service network that you can there. Man, we have to go to commercial, but we'll be back. Got 3 quick ones. We'll be back. AV.
Hi, I'm LaTanya. I'm the owner of Heavily Spa Mobile. I've been in this business 19 years plus. If you're in dire need of a massage for achy muscles, back, neck, shoulder, hip, legs, feet, come on down and schedule an appointment with me. You can't go wrong. There's nothing wrong with taking care of you, because no one's going to be able to take care of you. I'm located at 2484 Ingleside Avenue, and that's in Building 8, and that's in Macon, Georgia. Again, you can go online to Heavenly Spa Mobile to schedule your future appointment, or you can reach out to me at 478-747-9231. I look forward to seeing you soon.
All right. There's all our sponsors. Hope Deshaun Watson was watching. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
A reputable massage parlor.
There we go. All right. All right, gentlemen. It's time for the draft. But hey, let's get fired up for it. All right. Before the mock draft, we did. I got to put this back in there. It's a quick trivia. Just kind of get us warmed up.
Oh, that's right.
But we talking special teams, defense. So here we go. And hold your response. But here are the categories right here. Check out who is this gentleman right here. Played college at University of Texas, drafted by Seattle in 2010, and his last team was the Baltimore Ravens in 2019. Hold your response. Let's give it a second to marinate, and then we're going to come out with the response, all right? So we're going to let it sit there for just a second. University of Texas, drafted by Seattle, 2010, and his last team, Baltimore Ravens, 2019.
Wow. It's 12 years ago.
It's been a minute. All right. Who is this gentleman?
Well, were they is he part of the Legion of Boom?
Possible.
I'm trying to remember. I know Chancellor was there. I'll go with Chancellor.
Any other guesses?
I got enough.
Earl Thomas.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Earl Thomas. All right, good one, good
Another
one, good
part
one.
of the Legion of Doom.
Yes, there you go. You was heading in the right direction there, calculator. All right, Earl Thomas. All right. It's time for the mock draft. Let's pull up the wheel of names.
Oh, there, Mr. Producer. Okay, are we ready? We're not going to do 1. We're not going to do 11. We're not going to do 12. And we're not going to do 6. I know those were the last 4 we did. So hopefully we'll get a later one. But we're going to have to spin again.
Okay.
I think we did 2 as well. So I'll remove that one.
Okay.
Let's spin again. Hey, did you read
Remove
this?
number 12.
We'll remove number 10. We know we're not going to get 1 or 12 now.
Are we number 6?
Yeah, we're going to have to remove number 6.
Okay. Keep removing them.
All right. I'm about to say, now we know why we picked those early on. Okay, number 9. We have not done a number 9 yet. Yeah, we have a winner. So we're going to our draft simulator.
Okay. Getting carried away. Go ahead.
Okay. And draft position number 9. 12 teams. Everything good. All right. Where's our helmet, Mr. 411?
Absolutely. Thank you, calculator. Brooks, look in the top right-hand corner. You will see our team uniform. We draft together as a team on Mock Draft Monday, so we will have debates. But look up in the top right-hand corner there. You see our uniform. That's our team helmet right there. It's slightly better than the Cleveland Browns helmet.
There we go.
Derrick Henry all day.
Yeah, number 9. Let's just look at some of the people that went off the board. McCaffrey, Eckler. You know, I'm glad because, and I'll throw this out to the panel. Let's just say hypothetically that Derrick Henry goes number 8. Do you feel comfortable with Najee Harris as number 9 with the news of his Lisfec injury that he's currently carrying?
No, I would have taken Henry over the past 2 running backs, Swift and Harris.
Yeah, me too. So we're good with Henry. Does anybody have objections? We know Mr. 401's a big running back guy in the first round.
Yep.
What about you, Brooks?
I mean, running back, you got to think about what it seems like. There's always a year where a running back just falls off. You pile the seasons up to the carry. What season that's going to be.
I think
he's definitely built to withstand the punishment, being a downhill power runner.
Yeah.
I
think another thing in Henry's favor is actually getting his injury last year. You could be saying he's fresh now, off of the injury and time to rehab. Because I'm more happy I would be that it's a foot injury. Rather, the Achilles are hard to come back from, and of course the ACLs, are always scary. But I think Henry being a foot injury, a foot break, I think has had easier time to heal. So I'm really not worried about Henry, and getting him almost at a discount at number 9. I feel pretty good with. So is that good, everybody?
Let me know when.
Let's do it. There we go. First pick, Derrick Henry on the board. Okay. As you see, Saquon Barkley, I think he's at a tier. Oh, no. Oh, man, we still got Aaron Jones out there.
Wow.
Man, I really like Aaron Jones at this point. The wide receivers, I mean, I think we can get a decent wide receiver on the back around. Even if this tier 2 goes, which probably will before we get. I mean, there's still T. Higgins, DJ Moore, Mike Williams, Cortland Sutton, those guys we could get in the 3rd round. But I think I only really like Saquon Barkley and Aaron Jones. I don't like Fournette. Javonte Williams has question marks. Chubb doesn't receive. A lot of question marks after Aaron Jones and Saquon Barkley. So I think my pick would be Saquon Barkley or Aaron Jones. What about you guys?
I like Barkley. I'm good with it.
What about you, Cap?
Jones. I'm not drafting Saquon Barkley.
Okay. Brooks, you're the tiebreaker. Would you take Saquon Barkley or Aaron Jones?
Yeah, the injury risk with, high risk, high reward though. Yeah, I'd probably go the safer pick. I'd probably go Jones here.
Okay.
Too much.
Aaron Jones.
All right. He's the defending champ. We're
I
going
think we're gonna
Jones.
get one of the tier 2 wide receivers. I think will fall to us.
You think so?
All
You
right.
think one of the tier 2 will?
I think
like-
one of them at least.
Okay. We're ready, Mr. 401. Let's see if one of those tier 2 guys. Oh man, receivers are flying off the boards, guys.
Here come the running backs.
Man.
Let's see.
T. Higgins.
Yeah,
We lost them.
yeah, all the tier 2s. I had a feeling they would. That's why I was actually eyeing tier 3 because look, I mean, T. Higgins is available. Although at this point, guys, my
Uh-oh.
man is there.
I see him.
Round. You see him, don't you?
I
Mr.
see him.
401? The guy said I would take him at the end of the third round all day long if he's available. Mr. Kyle Pitts is
He's
out
there.
So, but I'm all about democracy. You like what? Who do you like, Mr. 401? T. Higgins?
You know, I do, but I'm inclined to go with Pitts on this one.
Oh, me and you had a big debate on Kyle Pitts last episode. I remember.
What a difference a week makes.
Yeah, I got you. What about you, Captain? What you like at this spot?
Kyle Pitts.
Okay.
I would take. I like Deontay Johnson over T. Higgins.
Oh, okay. That's
Whoa.
well, hey, he's an alpha. You
Yeah,
know, so,
he's
you know,
good.
and if you're as high on Jamar Chase as me, that actually pushed T. Higgins a little bit down. But T. Higgins, he grew up close to one of our listeners, so T. Higgins has a place to heart a home in my heart with some of that. But I'm about Kyle Pitts. What about you, Brooks? Who do you like out of what's?
I mean, honestly, the receiver I would like would be Terry McLaurin. I prefer.
Oh,
him.
yeah. Wow.
Right. And here you go, Brooks. I have a good feeling McLaurin will come back to us if we pass him up on this draft.
Yeah, I like the value here with Kyle Pitts.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're ready, Mr. 411. Let's see if McLaurin or any of those guys.
Higgins gone.
Higgins is gone. Deontay Johnson is gone. But hey, Terry McLaurin's still out there. Well, let's see what running backs are out there. Etienne, Brees Hall, A.J. Dillon. However, we do need another. We don't have any wide receivers, so
McLaurin.
almost we have to go with McLaurin. Oh, well, unless – do you like Mike Williams or Jalen Waddle more than McLaurin, Captain?
Yeah, I'd probably in this spot. I do like Scary Terry, but I'd probably take Mike Williams over him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like Mike Williams. I don't know. Wentz, he's probably going to throw a ton of those balls, just toss them in the air and hope someone catches them. So that probably works for Scary Terry, but no, do Terry. He's number one.
I got you.
Mike's, yeah.
All right. And while we're talking about this, I think Jalen Hurts might fall to us with the next pick.
Did Herbert go?
Yeah, Herbert went.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to pull up the
Jalen, though.
Jalen's there, but I think he might be because if you go to our insight, he might. Two teams need a starting quarterback before our next pick.
Burrow will be there with our next pick.
That's true. We could fall back to Burrow if two quarterbacks. So we do have a fallback plan.
That quarterback, we still got a list of really good quarterbacks, 4 or 5 of them. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we got running backs: Chase Edmonds, Elijah Mitchell, Josh Jacobs. I'm really not a fan of any of those. A lot of those are timeshares. Well, 2 timeshares and a Mike Shanahan running back. I'm kind of worried about them. But hey, look, we got Jerry Judy, Juju, Amon St. Brown, Rashad Bateman. I'm staying away from Michael Thomas, guys. He's already injured again. The 2-year ankle injury, can't get over it.
Oh
So
my goodness.
I would pick Judy or Brown. I'm in the air on the two of them, but I really like Judy this year.
Okay.
Brown.
I mean, Judy with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
That changes things. Like he has a legit starting quarterback, not Drew Lock. So
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I'm good with Judy as well.
We traded for Drew Lock.
Right, Seattle. All right, Mr. 4-1, we're ready. We're going with Jerry Judy.
Who was your pick, though?
Huh? I picked Jerry Judy.
Who was yours, though? Judy too? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, we need a wide receiver. One of those quarterbacks, like I said, of the big three will come back to us that we have above everybody else. To tell you the truth, I like Judy above St. Brown for the mere fact is I'm worried about what St. Brown's going to be with TJ, a healthy TJ Hawkinson, a healthy DeAndre Swift, when Wilson comes back from Williams comes back from his injury. So that's the thing. St. Brown has a lot of unknown with me. So if I'm choosing between St. Brown and Judy, I'll go with Judy all day long.
Same.
And look, all the quarterbacks came back to us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Y'all called it.
I mean, if y'all still good with quarterback, we could look at, Chase Edmonds. It shows that although I think Antonio Gibson is going to move up a tier with his backup, like I said, in the failed carjacking, could put him out for what we got. CEH, I think he's looking decent in preseason. If y'all want to stay at running back, St. Brown is still there.
What do we have? Can we see what our roster is?
Yes, we pretty much have our starting lineups. We still need a flex and a quarterback.
I think Burrow or Hurts is going to be there again.
You think Hurts will fall back to us? Because let's see, there's 5 teams that need quarterbacks.
I thought it was 2.
No, well, it was on that way around. And then nobody picked those quarterbacks. So all of them came. But going back the long way, there's going to be 5 quarterbacks. And I'm thinking 4 will probably go off the board.
I say let's get a versatile quarterback at this point. That's my suggestion. Because I just don't see anybody that sticks out right now that, like, I think we're going to get the same bucket of flex player.
Yeah, because I think CEH and Kareem Hunt should fall to us with the next pick as well at running back. And these 3 wide receivers will be off the board by the time we draft again. So we got to keep that in mind if we go quarterback.
Okay.
So
what the champ got? What you think, champ?
What about you, Brooks?
Yeah, but I think you are coming back around. If we get a quarterback now, I think you are coming to a spot where we have some unknowns that you could take chances on, and they may pay out, especially at wide receiver. You got Drake London. I like Devontae Smith. There's still some value to be had, especially at wide receiver at this point. So I think this is the point where we do take a quarterback that we want.
Yeah, because now we can take one we want rather than one that falls to us.
Yeah.
At this point. So I'm good with going with Jalen Hurts, unless somebody wants to overrule me. As far as what's available, I like Jalen Hurts out of this list.
Yeah, to me, he's top rated. I don't see that other guy above him at all. So
yeah. What about you, Mr. 411?
I'm with that. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Dang. I was hoping Chase Edmonds could make or Kareem Hunt sniped. Right before I really wanted Kareem Hunt. Oh, but CEH is there. CEH is there.
Why is he there? Why is he there?
I have no idea. I'm saying let's just snap him up because I think Drake London or Christian Kirk or Alan Lazard, they'll fall to us with our next pick. Are y'all good with CEH?
Yeah.
At this point in the draft. What about you, Brooks?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's good value. He could be one of those guys that finally kind of figures it out,
And he's not a starter for us. He's a guy on our bench. So, we're not going to be tied to him too much. So let's see if London falls to us with our next pick, because I like London as well. And it looks like, Drake London is still there. Christian Kirk still there. Alan Lazard still there.
Lazard or London? What's up with this? With those two fellas?
Yeah,
I'm doing London.
Yeah, London's going to probably be your number one target.
Well, okay, but hey guys, let's look at our makeup. Don't forget, we do have Kyle Pitts on our team. Do we want to overload our team with Falcons? I'm not, Falcon receivers at that. I mean, I'm not saying anything. Yes, they're the two. They're the two top things, but I think for our team makeup, I like Alan Lazard. However, if Kyle Pitts wasn't on my team, I would take London. But I'm going to go with majority. Mr. 411.
I don't know. I feel like between the two, I'd rather have London.
Okay. Wait, so the Pitts argument doesn't change your mind any?
No, because I think they're both going to get something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at this stage, it's just a risk. You know what I'm saying? It's a pickup anyway for your bench. So maybe London does have the higher upside than Lazard.
Okay.
In this scenario.
So 8th round, we're looking at upside. So I'm with that. We're going with London.
Okay. You want the draft sound?
I'm sorry. I got. There we go. All right. So our roster is pretty much, if you look at our roster, pretty much full. We're now building depth, bench spots. You got James Cook, and I believe Sky Moore. We've been a big Sky Moore fan. All right, I've been a big Sky Moore fan.
So interesting here, Georgia, ton of talent on offense. They spread the ball around. James Cook, super talented, super versatile. You can't really get a feel for how the Georgia offense how they're gonna produce in the pros, again, because they spread the ball out. Somebody like Pickens or James Cook, I would take a flyer on him just because I think especially catches out of the backfield, he's going to get those. They're going to.
Well, you know what? I think we could get both. I think if we get a James Cook now, I have a feeling Pickens will fall back to us.
Yes, just the two guys on the radar.
Who are the running backs? Go to the running backs if you would.
Running back James. Okay, full running backs is James Cook, Ken Walker III, Michael Carter, Gainwell. So there, so there's other guys there. Well, I'm going to ask my Seattle insider, Mr. 411. What's the word on Ken Walker III?
They like him.
But his injury.
Not to draft him.
They like him, but I think Penny's going to be the guy this year.
I think I'm with you. So you guys want to go with upside with James Cook?
I like Michael Carter a lot.
Michael Carter. Okay.
Oh,
You're not a believer in Breece Hall taking all the stuff?
Nah. Michael Carter, when he was healthy last year, was pretty freaking phenomenal.
Okay, well, I like James Cook over Michael Carter. Brooks likes James Cook. So, Mr. 411, what do you like?
I like the Cook. Okay. So let's go with Cook.
All right. All right. Let's see what receivers fall to us now. Sky Moore went. But George Pickens is there. Rondell Moore is there. We do have a Kansas City receiver out there in Valdez Scantling.
Wow.
I'm obviously biased in Georgia, but George Pickens, right, in this round, a lot of value.
He's making waves out there at training camp.
Yeah,
I mean,
he is.
last year he recovered from injury, came back, played snaps here and there. But before that, you think back before that, I mean, he's just super talented, length, athleticism, great.
Yeah, I mean, he was a go-to guy for when Fromm was quarterback for Georgia. So if he has Fromm throwing him, passes and catching them, he's definitely, he just has to keep his temper under control. But I think his maturity, and I think him being in the Steelers system, I think that's going to help him.
Yeah.
I will say Russell Gage with Tom Brady, slot receiver, those are Brady's bread and butter type of receivers, I like Russell Gage. I think he'll fit great with Tom Brady, so that's another one.
Okay.
Well, I like if I'm between Gage and Pickens, I'm going with Pickens. Again, I've watched plenty of Georgia games as well.
Okay.
And he definitely and he's in the right system. What about you, Captain Cosmo? Who you liking on this list?
I would probably lean towards Pickens as well at this point.
Okay. Well, that's at least three. You want any? There you go, Pickens.
How many picks can we make in the next 3 minutes?
Oh, we can make them. We just can't analyze them.
All right.
All right. So we still, we got.
How many running backs do we have?
We were pretty good on running backs. We have one.
3.
Well, we have
four.
running
So
backs.
wide receiver here. Let's look at wide receiver rankings.
Yes. Wide receiver rankings. Chark, Dotson, Holiday.
Landry.
Ooh, I do like Landry.
I like Landry a lot with Winston.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. 411?
I'm with it.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, Kirk Cousins is still there.
Hey, look, Dotson is still out there. Jahan. Oh, well,
Wow.
we have McLaurin though. Does anybody want some of that Charger offense? Got Palmer out there. Another word. I've also been hearing good reports on Wan'Dale Robinson for the Giants. They said he's been having, a good camp.
I like that pair. I like Wan'Dale Robinson right there. That'd be a good
What about you, Captain?
Late round.
Oh man. I'm probably biased towards the Chargers. I don't have any of that Justin Herbert touchdowns on this team, so.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. 4-1?
Oh man, we way in the deep waters now. I was looking at Herbert, so we all over the place here. I say we just go with the champ on this one.
Wan'Dale?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, we got a reach alert.
It was a reach.
Yeah, he might have been available for us with our next pick. But see, hey, Palmer's still available too.
I'm taking the Fryer here, man.
Let's go. I'm with it.
What, Pat Freiermuth?
Yeah, I like this late. He's still available. I think he could be a top 10 tight end.
Yeah, but we got Pitts. I mean, you don't want to be a one tight end guy.
But it's for the bench, so we can just see what happens.
Okay, let's see what the roster's looking like. Yeah, okay, got it. All right, I'm ready, Mr. Producer. Freiermuth. All right, so last player, we got Justin Fields. We can get a backup quarterback. We can get
upside.
I like Fields. I like Fields here.
Upside.
Well, first, let's look at our his bye week is
14.
14, and Jalen Hurts is 7. So yeah, he'll cover the bye week. Oh, and Jalen Hurts has an early bye week. 7's kind of early.
Right.
All right, now we're going in what we covered today. Our last two picks, defenses and kickers. All right, hey,
Rams all day.
Rams. There. Well, y'all sure y'all don't want the Cowboys?
Rams.
Yeah, Rams.
Yeah. They're playing Buffalo week 1.
30 seconds.
All right, we're going kicker.
Kicker.
McPherson and Carlson are available.
McPherson, boom.
I'm with McPherson. Even though he was off of 411's top 12 list.
Yep. But take him anyway.
Captain for it. Sorry,
All right.
Captain. All right, we're going McPherson.
Excellent job, everybody.
Yeah, I think we might get dinged for that Wandale Robinson pick. Yeah, I think he got me. That's my fault. I couldn't help myself.
No problem.
But another thing we might have gotten dinged for is the 2 Atlanta pass catchers. Might have got dinged for that as well. But I like CEH or Drake London, or in the flex spot. Go with the matchup. Pickens, if he does pan out, if James Cook pans out, there's a lot of what ifs on this team.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we did much better than a C plus.
I think so.
You know what I'm saying? So
this is the upside team.
Yeah. There's a lot of upside here. And so it's just like anything else, Who's the number 1 rated running back this year? Jonathan Taylor. If you go back and look at some of the pre-draft rankings last season,
yeah,
he wouldn't have been in the first round. So, there you go. So anything can happen.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate everybody being on. It was, again, another great week. Draft days tomorrow. Listen, league draft.
If people want to see how an auction works out and see the frustration or the elation that can happen in an auction draft, we definitely want to check it out.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, appreciate you being on, Case Brooks. Captain Cosmo, as always. Calculator. And I'm Mr. 401. We thank everybody for watching, listening. We'll see y'all soon on the other side.
That's right.
Signing off.
Bye, everybody.